Okay, let's try this again. Oh, yes. Now it's happening. Oh, yes. Good morning. It is I, your host, Poco Kiddo, with another episode of Redstone Lapis Lazuli. Here we go. Oh, hey, what's up? Good morning. Early morning. Well, hold on. It'll be morning. Yes, it is morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday morning. Oh boy. So here I am. I'm playing Minecraft. The funny thing is I don't play a lot of Minecraft anymore because I've been playing. Well, I can't. I've been working on this line that I want to make on camera. And if I'm not making it on camera, I can't play Minecraft. So it kind of has been, yeah, interesting. So let me let me turn this down. 50 there, 50 here. All right. Ooh, much easier on my ears. All right, yeah. So I haven't really been doing a whole lot. Bop. Not like I should be doing. But let's see. I gotta make more rails. I didn't realize I didn't have enough rails. I need to make sticks because I don't have enough sticks. Oh man, I have nothing here. All right, more. So what do I got here? That's pretty good for now. Good enough to start laying rail, that's what I'm saying. But I want to grab here, since I'm here. Here, put some of that back, put you back. Grab some redstone, make some powered rail, use up all my gold. It's okay. That's what it's here for, to be used. So to that, I need a little bit more rail. So here, grab some iron. Actually, no, I need a cart. There, we're done. Yeah, okay. So, there we go. Okay. Hey, happy good morning to you. So this is to let you know, this train line is a special train line. It is the Billionaire's train line. Every brick, for every one brick we pass, that equals $100,000. So at the end of this train line is going to equal $1 billion. So you know the difference between a billionaire and a millionaire and a regular American. Because there's lots of regular Americans. There's not a whole lot of billionaires and not a whole lot of millionaires. But they talk as if they are everything, which is silly. Okay, and so I'm almost done with my line here. That's the thing. Let's see, where am I at? 8,000, yeah. So about 9,975 will be exactly 10,000 bricks from where I started this line at minus 25. And then I can show you the difference. And then you can see why we want to tax the billionaires, the top 1%. then you'll understand where all the money is. Because people say, sure, America's wealthy, sure. But if America's wealthy, where's all the wealth? Why can't I see it? Why is it all privatized? Why don't the people have it? Oh, because it's privatized. Just a few people have it. The elite. And then they trick people by saying, oh, we need tax breaks. Oh, we're so poor. Look at this poor billionaire. Remember, every one of these bricks is $100,000 of wealth. So what I'm saying is that you can take away easily half of this, and they would be okay. They would still have $500 million, which is still an obscene amount of money. And the money that we take away from them doesn't just poof evaporate. That's what I'm saying, right? It's like, okay, you got to think of money like blood. Money is only good when it's moving. Blood is only good when it's moving. If the blood is stuck in one area and not moving, then it stagnates and it just does no good. It's just taking up space, and it becomes a problem. For real, blood. Like imagine you slam your arm. Someone punches your arm, and then a big bruise happens. So what is that bruise? That bruise is blood filling the area because the blood vessels broke. and then the blood just sits there. And then sometimes, sure, it'll be good for for exchanging stuff for the moment. But if it doesn't move, if it's not able to take, it gives away the oxygen and takes the carbon dioxide. But if it can't dump off the carbon dioxide in the lungs where it's supposed to dump it off, then it just holds it, and it's no good anymore. It's like a traffic jam. The bus, sure, you can drop off people at the bus station and then pick up people at the bus station, but if the bus can't move, oh, here I'm coming to the end. So at 75 right there, we passed it. That's exactly 10,000. Do I have any bricks? No, I didn't bring any bricks. Hey, then I don't need to bring any more. I need to bring more bricks. Well, here's the end. This is the end of the Billionaire's line. This is 10,000 bricks. So instead of being here, let's go the other way. Let's see, how do I do that? Get back on there. There we go. All right, so here, 10,000 bricks. We're going now. We're gonna count $1 billion. We're going back. Okay, so blood. If blood isn't moving, it doesn't really help anything. The same thing with money. If money is stuck inside of something and not moving, it doesn't really help things. So when you concentrate money, when you have a whole bunch, and it's not moving, you're just holding it. It's no good. It's bad. It's bad. Because money is like blood, right? Just because blood flows by and drops off its oxygen and picks up the carbon dioxide and flows on, doesn't mean the blood is gone. The blood is still there. The blood is moving stuff, right? It's moving stuff, because when it drops off the carbon dioxide, it's going to pick up oxygen, and it's going to keep doing its deal, or it's going to drop off its wastes in the kidneys, and then pick up the waste from the cells all around, or whatever, or it's going to move the nutrients, the glucose, from the guts to the rest of the body. It's as long as it's moving, blood is great. So what you want to do is make sure the blood is moving, the circulation is moving. The same thing with money. Money is bad if it's stagnant, if it's stuck in something, if it's not moving. You want it moving, because when it's moving, it doesn't mean it's gone, it just means it's moving. It has velocity, it's moving. So if you tax, okay, so I'm writing this billionaires line, right? Every one of these bricks is $100,000. If you take 75% of this $1 billion, they still have $250 million. If you take that $750 million that you just took from the billionaire and you put it into healthcare, into education, into building roads, it doesn't mean it's gone. It doesn't mean that money is like poof. It doesn't mean you took a torch to it and it's gone now. You can't use it anymore. What happens is you took that $750 million and you gave it to people way down the social line, way down there. This billionaire, like who's just sitting on the money, you took it from him, and somebody way down at the bottom is gonna get it in the form of a paycheck. So like the professor who's teaching at the college is gonna get a paycheck. Like not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. We're not paying our professors, our teachers, our instructors. We don't pay them nearly enough. My goodness. But they get paid. And then they take their paycheck because they're poor. They spend almost all of it. Where does that money go? Because now it went from the billionaire to the professor, who then spends it on groceries, on rent, on coffee, right? Oh, wait, you spent it on coffee. What do you mean you spent it on coffee? Well, the professor went to the local coffee stand where like the local proprietor has a business selling coffee and other treats. And yeah, it's a little more expensive than if you go to like the chain stores, but check this out, this person's local. They're in my name, they live down the street. Like I know them, right? You know, like all the, because then that proprietor turns around and spends money locally. Like, oh man, and so your blood starts circulating. And everyone does better. Because, yeah. Oh, danger, danger. I better prepare for battle here. Oh, I didn't get knocked off. All right. The billionaires line, right? But same thing, right? Blood. Blood doesn't just get burned up. It keeps moving. It keeps doing stuff. When the blood drops, it drops off the glucose. It picks up the carbon dioxide. It picks up the lactose. Right? And it flows on down. It deposits it drops off the carbon dioxide. It picks up the oxygen. It drops off the lactose. It's empty, so it can pick up more crap from someone who's got too much. And yeah, and then so the muscles lose their lactose, so they can keep pumping and moving, and you know that keeps going. Yeah, you want the economy moving, and you need blood to be flowing for that to happen. You want the American economy to be moving, and you need blood to be flowing for that to happen. What happens if blood stops flowing? Like, if you have a whole bunch of blood in one area and it doesn't reach the extremities, you know, the professor, you know, the worker, you know, the coffee stand. How funny. Punk. Then they die. Like, yeah, the coffee stand has to close. The professor, like, loses his job because they don't pay him. They don't pay him enough anymore. So he goes back to being a cubicle drone somewhere instead of a professor. Or the mom goes back to home instead of working part-time. So she can't contribute. Or she has to go on welfare because like they're not paying enough at the, you know, they don't give her enough hours. So like, yeah, when you so here, what does that look like in the body? When that happens in the body, we call that diabetes. We call that because one of the problems with diabetes is that the blood vessels constrict so that at the extremities, the blood can't reach the extremities. Remember, blood is like money. Like, it's only good when it's moving. If the blood is concentrating in one area, it becomes swollen, edema. Your ankles or whatever get like just big, painful, and swollen. And then it doesn't reach the area it needs to reach, which is your extremities. So your hands and fingers, right, your extremities or your toes, the blood doesn't reach them anymore. If the blood doesn't reach them anymore, they start dying. They can't exchange their goods. They can't get rid of their carbon dioxide and pick up oxygen. They can't get glucose and drop off lactose. Or not lactose, lactic acid. Lactic acid. And then they start dying. And when they start dying, what happens is you get neuropathy. When it starts burning and starts getting numb, and you can't feel it anymore. So that's one problem. And then it gets worse, because then maybe you don't notice, but somehow you get nicked on your hand. But you don't notice it because you can't feel it anymore. Right? And because blood doesn't get there anymore, the cut doesn't heal. And so the infection spreads. And before you notice, because you can't feel it, all of a sudden you look and your whole hand is black. And you're like, holy crap, my hand's black, what the hell? So you go to the doctor's like, oh dude, the infection has gotten into your body and now it's going to reach your blood. And it's starting to get into your blood system. And it's overwhelming your body's capacity. Your blood vessels can't fight it. Your immune system, your white blood cells can't get it. Your whole hand is gone, dude. Like, we gotta chop off your hand. Now you have no hand. Well, that's what's happening to our country. Like, we're having a sugar high right now. Donald Trump doesn't want the economy to crash, so he pumps it full of sugar. They do that by dropping the interest rates, right? To keep money cheap, to keep investment flowing. This is like the halfway point. I should I'm gonna fix this. We don't need this anymore. What's in here? Anything good? Not really. I can leave it. All right. So the same thing's happening to our economy. Sure, if you make a lot of money right now, if you're well off, you are really well off. Things are great for you. The economy, like the stock market's the highest it's ever been, one of the highest. You're making bank. Your investments are great. I mean, sure, there's volatility, but you can make money off the volatility if you're a day trader and you know how to do it. But yeah, things are awesome. Brexit's happening, or might happen, so you're gonna make a bunch of money off of the fire sale there, because things are gonna be sold for hella cheap when if Brexit goes through. Britain's gonna be for sale. Like, they're gonna sell it like piecemeal. Have you seen the Neon Evangelicon? The end of Neon Evangelicon. You know when Asuka at the very end, she's won Ava unit, I think 2 she's in. She has to fight, I think, 13 angels or something at the same time, 12 angels at the same time. Yeah, she has to fight 12 angels at the same time, and she does it, and she kills them all. But by magic, they regenerate and they start flying. Like, what? And then she runs out of power. So she only has like a minute to do it. So she runs out of power and just falls over. And while she falls over, these flying freaking angels, or not angels, they're like they're the Evangelicon clones. They're Ava clones. That's right. They swoop down and they like tear her to pieces like vultures. That's what's happening to Britain. The things flying around are oligarchs. And the moment Britain goes through Brexit, the oligarchs are going to swoop down and tear Britain apart. Yep. That's what's happening. Anyways, to come back to the analogy. In a healthy economy, everyone has enough. Like the Ford model of the economy was that you match increases in production with increases in wages. That was the Henry Ford model. He was a fascist, so he's a jerk. But that model, if there's increases in productivity, you should match the wages. Because if you don't, what happens is increase in productivities not matched by increase in wages, you're making more stuff than you can sell. So now you have to find markets for them, which means you have to offload it in some other place. But if those other people aren't making enough for them to sell, then you have a glut. And if you have a glut, pretty soon you don't realize your profit if your glut gets too big. So eventually you have to stop production until you can sell your glut. So that means you stop production, you lay off all your workers. Your workers don't have any money anymore. They can't consume. You are fat off your capital, so you can survive forever. And you just wait until people can sell off your glut. But it will never happen because the people don't have any money. So the way that capitalists found a way around this is through credit. If you give the poor people credit, they can continue to consume future earnings. So that way, but you get it in real money right now. So you can eat up your glut and have the workers just build future chains for themselves with debt. And that way you don't have to pay them enough. And then you can keep your cycle going. See how that works? I'm riding the billionaires line. This is what allows a billionaire to live. This cycle that I just explained to you. If you want to talk about it in terms of money, right? There's encephalopathy. Your brain's got too much blood in it, but your extremities are dying from neuropathy because no blood is reaching your extremities. And gangrene eventually. So let's talk about what that looks like in the real world. Donald Trump this morning just admitted to saying, oh yeah, I took the money that Congress appropriated. Congress passed a law saying you need to give $250 million to Ukraine. You need to do this, Donald Trump. The United States demands, the United States is going to do this. And Donald Trump put himself in between the United States and Ukraine. And he took this $250 million and said, no, Ukraine, if you want this money from the United States, you have to help out Donald Trump by conducting an investigation, even though, like, an improper investigation, right? This isn't going through the United States. This is Donald Trump who wants it. So if you want the money that the United States is going to give you, I, Donald Trump, stole that money and said to you, Ukraine, if you want this money, you got to do this for me. You need to investigate Joe Biden. That is illegal. You need to impeach Trump. He stole money from the United States for his own good, for his own ends. He stole money from the United States. Donald Trump is corrupt. We've all known this. I've called him for his impeachment since the beginning, but now we have video evidence of him admitting it. So, like, we have a report, we have all this stuff. It's dumb that we haven't impeached him yet. What is Nancy Pelosi doing? You can't blame Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell is not expected to impeach Donald Trump because Mitch McConnell is corrupt too. Get out of here. You just wrecked my train trip. You. So we don't expect Mitch McConnell to do it because Mitch McConnell is corrupt too. He needs to go to prison too. But Nancy Pelosi is not supposed to be corrupt, but maybe she is. Why is she waiting so long? I don't get it. It could have something to do with the fact that she received a huge donation from Leonard Blavatnik, who gave the DCCC tons and tons and tons of money. Maybe that's why she's not impeaching Donald Trump. I don't know. She hasn't returned that money. She's kept it, and she's letting Donald Trump, a Russian pawn, continue to corrupt our government. She's like a doctor looking at this gangrene and being like, you know what? I don't think the gangrene is that bad. We should leave it on there. Yeah, so she's willing to let the whole system collapse because she doesn't want to do her job as a doctor or do her job as a legislator, as a leader, as Speaker of the House. If you don't want to do your job, get out then. Let someone else do it. Oh my God. So Ukraine is super bad. Donald Trump is obviously corrupt, obviously. Mike Pompeo went on the news and they gave him a platform and let him spread his lies unchallenged. His lies are that there's anything to talk about other than Donald Trump committing impeachable offenses. Like there's no other story other than Donald Trump committing impeachable offenses. And Mike Pompeo, part of the coup, he's corrupt, is trying to create a false narrative because he's corrupt. He's doing the Russian thing of changing the narrative. So the FBI has already given Americans a great primer on this. It's called reflexive conditioning. Mike Pompeo is attempting to create a frame and only talking in this frame, because if you go into Mike Pompeo's frame, then you've already lost, because he's able then to present to you another false choice. And if you buy into that, then you've gone even deeper off the deep end. So you can't ever accept their false framing, because it's part of the Russian reflexive conditioning. The only thing we need to talk about is Donald Trump being corrupt. If they attempt to create a false choice, you just don't take the choice. Don't take it. No. Why are you supporting this corrupt administration, Mike Pompeo? Why haven't they released the proof? What are you hiding, Mike Pompeo? So yeah, reporters need to be savvy to this Russian disinformation campaign that's ongoing. Robert Mueller testified to it. It's ongoing even here as we speak. Even as we sit here, it's going. So I'm on the billionaires line. There are Russian billionaires, Russian billionaires, people with this kind of wealth who have manipulated the Russian state. They're basically the mob bosses. You know, the Russian mob and the Russian government are one and the same. So billionaires, people with this kind of wealth, are manipulating, are attacking the United States of America, and they've done so through hybrid warfare and installed their puppet, which is Donald Trump. So I want to give a shout out to oh man, I'm gonna look up her name before I look like an idiot. There was the who am I following? Greta Thunberg. Awesome. Du är stor, stark och vacker. Greta Thunberg. Du är stor, stark och vacker. Vacker. Oh no, vacker. Stor. No, I forget stor. I forgot what that all means. Big, strong, and beautiful. Yeah, Greta Thunberg. Because she blew up into a worldwide protest climate strike, and I should have went. I feel bad that I didn't go. I was dumb. I should have went. But yeah. Oh hey, I'm at the end of the billionaires line. So wait. Let me get here. Billionaires are trying to destroy our planet. So wait. I'm gonna come up to Bernie Sanders, right there. That is right there coming up. That's $1 million. That's $1 million. Boom. Okay. So I just finished $1 billion. We're gonna do Pogo Kiddo. That's me. Here's my wealth. 1, 2. We're gonna go here. 1. There's me. Yay! $10,000. Yay! Pogo Kiddo's wealth. And then here's the billionaire. Here is $1 million of wealth. So if you look up the quintiles, right? I'm gonna look this up right now. I'm gonna pull it off. American wealth by quintiles. Give me a graph, dude. Images. American wealth by quintiles. That's good. I'll take that. Okay. I'm gonna put it where I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it over here into images for social media. Drop it over here. I'm gonna open up I'm gonna open it with in-frame view. Open with in-frame view. Big. Okay, I'm gonna switch real quick. All right. Oh wait. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so you can see. Okay. So here we have this wealth, and this is like, wow. This is kind of old. So this is from 2000 to 2011. Now this is almost 10 years old. I'm gonna get more coffee. This is so a quintile is 20%. We're taking the net wealth of Americans from 2001 to 2011 in quintiles and averaging them out. Okay, so we see here that if you're poor, if you're in the lowest quintile, the bottom quintile, that means the lowest 20%. In 2001, your wealth was you owed minus $905 $905. So you were here. You were here. You're not in the first. You were before the first brick, and your situation to 2011 got worse. You went from here to like here. So it got worse for you. So you're not even on the brick. The second quintile, so 20 to 40%, went from. Oh wait a minute! You can't see what I just did. Oh no! Let's do that and then in-frame view, make that visible. All right. So yeah, you went from here, from just barely off the brick to really off the brick. All right. So if you're in the next quintile, 20 to 40%, you went. Let's see, from 14,000 from about here. And you fell to about here. All right. So if you're in the third quintile, from 40 to 60%, about the middle, you went from 73. This is 100,000. So you went from about here to about here. So that's where you're at. Now, if you're in the fourth quintile, so 60 to 80%, you went from 187. So you're about here. And you improved to 205 to here. Now, if you're in the top quintile, this is averaged out. You went from 500, so that's 556. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 569 to 630. So to here. But this is just an average, right? That's just an average. Average rich person is about here. But averaging doesn't count, right? Because if you have a billionaire, if Bill Gates walks into a room with 20 other people who are all homeless, the average net wealth of people in that room is $1 billion. The homeless guy is has $1 billion on average, which is BS. We know that's not true. So billionaires really mess up the averages, because here's $1 billion, right? Bernie Sanders has $1 million. We're all like, oh, woo woo woo, right? The bottom quintile isn't here. The next quintile, 2, is up here. If you add the 2 together, they're here. That's where everyone is. So 40% of Americans are here. All right. You add the 3rd quintile, it's here. You add the 4th quintile, we're here. So 80% of Americans are right here. This is 80% of America versus the billionaire. So please be aware of how ridiculous it is for anyone to think that billionaires need a break, a tax break. Billionaires do not need a tax break. The people who need help are the people at the very bottom. They do not have enough money, obviously, right? You want to talk about neuropathy, our extremities who don't get enough blood? There you go. Okay. Let's see, what else is going on? So there was an election over in Israel, and Netanyahu lost the election. Because Netanyahu lost the election, the big plan to go to war against Iran can't happen yet. They have to wait. So that's why Donald Trump moved a bunch of troops into Saudi Arabia, because he needs a reason to go to war. So he's hoping that someone attacks our troops in Saudi Arabia so he can go to war. Donald Trump needs to go to war to save his presidency, or to stay out of prison, because that's where he's going. As soon as the Democrats impeach him, I don't know what they're waiting for, but the longer they wait, the more likely it is that we go to war. And that, to me, is frightening. I do not want to go to war. Grab all my stuff again. Dude, my bow is getting low. No war! My base. So Donald Trump wants to start a war because that's what his masters told him to do, right? Mohammed bin Salman, who murdered Jamal Khashoggi. Do I have that? I do have that. Let me find it real quick. It's really important. It's really important. So let me show you this. Open with Infran View. Oh, cancel. More apps. Infran View. All right. Okay, let me see if that works. Okay, so the Saudi government put this out, but then I'm like, wait a minute, enhance. We can enhance this one. Let me enhance it. I used a little bit of American software to enhance it. So when I enhanced it, this is what I found. I found Jamal Khashoggi right here. The ghost of Jamal Khashoggi. I can see it better now. I understand now what's happening. You see here, Mohammed bin Salman murdered this guy right here. And that will never ever go away. And he lies about it. That will never ever go away. But Donald Trump wants to ally. Donald Trump wants to ally with this guy. Why does Donald Trump want to do that? He must be making money somehow. He's got to be corrupt. Man, I can do this all day. Screw those people. Ugh. Yeah, we're in a bad spot, America, and so I need you to understand that we're under like hybrid warfare right now. Because if Donald Trump gets us into war, not for the good of America, but for the good of Donald Trump, and you know, that's an attack on our sovereignty. It's not about us anymore. It's about Donald Trump. We're not free. We're slaves to Donald Trump's desires, and to whatever is profitable for Donald Trump, not what's good for America. So if we're gonna be doing that, that's awful. We've lost our freedom. You know, Donald Trump has become a dictator, and this is why it's important that we pay attention and we fix these things. And that's why it hurts so bad to see Nancy Pelosi just give up. Like, I can't stand the fact that Pelosi just gives up and is not going to fight. I hate that. Like, I've been doing this show for a year and a half to try to explain to people what's been going on. Like, and no one watches it, but I do it anyways because it's got to be done. I've got to try. Nancy Pelosi won't even try, and that's what kills me. She won't even try. Like, I do an unpopular show to say unpopular truths, even if no one's going to watch it, because I have to try. Nancy Pelosi won't do her job, even though that's what she was voted to do, even though that's what justice demands. Even though she has all the evidence in the world, she still won't do it. Even though it's the best thing in the world for the country, Nancy Pelosi won't do it. That kills me. I hate that. Man, wow. She is wrecking me. So that's a foil, right? I'm eating crap. I'm eating crap to show that Nancy Pelosi is lame. Now here, but wait, want to see another foil? I'm gonna bring up PewDiePie again. PewDiePie, that guy. I watched his video, 6 minutes of it, and now I'm convinced that he's a crypto Nazi. Dude wore a Hungarian cross for nationalism. Hungary right now is in the grips of a fascist takeover, just like America is in the grips of fascist takeover. So wearing a Hungarian cross is pretty much the same thing as wearing, like, I don't know, like, have you seen those T-shirts in America that have the American flag in black and white, and then it has one line in blue, like, to show support for the authoritarian forces? That's the same thing PewDiePie is doing. It's the same thing. That's how you know PewDiePie is a crypto Nazi, because he has not explicitly denounced Nazis. He has not explicitly done it, and I understand why, right? He wants to sit on the fence. He wants to just be an entertainer. He just wants to make money. He doesn't want to take a side. But it's too late. It is too late, PewDiePie. You've already been dragged into it, right? It's a war, and whether you like it or not, it's a war, and you're in it. And by trying to fence it, what you've done is signaled that you're on the side of the fascists. The only way to get out of it is to come out explicitly on the side of the anti-fascists. It's the only way you can do it. If you don't explicitly condemn Nazis, Nazis are going to continually wink and nod and say, "Oh yeah, he's on our side. He's just crypto." You will never lose it until you can explicitly denounce Nazis. That's the deal, PewDiePie. That's the deal. Now, Silent Whisperer, he's the same thing, right? He just wants to make money. So he wants to attach himself to PewDiePie because PewDiePie has got 100 million subscribers. So of course Silent Whisperer is gonna like moderate his behavior in order to please PewDiePie, so he gets some of the shine off of it, right? He gets some of those followers to come to him. He told me as much, right? That's the first thing he confessed to when I called him out for giving PewDiePie a platform. It's the first thing he confessed to. Hey, dude, I'm only doing this because PewDiePie has got a lot of followers. That's why I'm helping him out. Don't be hating on me because I'm trying to get followers by being nice to PewDiePie and ignoring his apology, his fascism. Oh, Silent Whisperer, there you are trying to sit on the fence. And what happens every time? You get sucked in by the Nazis. You need to come out explicitly opposing Nazis. It's a continual war. The Russians will tell you. It's even in their way of thinking. There's information warfare never ends for the Russians. They are never gonna not try to mess with your head. They're always gonna try to steer the conversation with reflexive conditioning. They're always gonna do it. So by trying to say both sides, you've bought into it. You've bought into the reflexive conditioning. So what else is going on? GM cut off healthcare to its workers that were striking. So yeah, GM, the UAW, I'm not sure which one, but they're striking. GM workers are striking to get a good deal, like a fair deal. And GM's like, well then screw you, then we're gonna cut off your healthcare. So yeah, if you got diabetes, and insulin is already expensive, like because they're price gouging because of corporations. Insulin is already too damn expensive. Now GM's got to cut off healthcare of the GM workers. Why do corporations even have that power to cut off healthcare of people who need it? That is the stupidest thing in the world. Why did we give billionaire corporations the power to cut off healthcare to poor people? Why did we do that? That's dumb. Holy crap, what an evil corporation. Screw you, GM. This is another reason why we need Medicare for everyone. Because we should never be in a situation where a rich corporation has the power to deny healthcare to poor people. That's dumb. Holy crap. Like, who do we serve? Americans or corporations, the rich? Who do we serve? What is this country for? Do we serve its citizens or do we serve its masters, its corporate masters? What's going on here? GM, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with our system that GM even has this power? So, no, unions are our friends. Unions are good because without unions, we would get screwed by corporations like GM. You gotta wise up, guys. Big corporations are never your friends. They're never gonna be your friends. You have to fight them all the time. I mean, the climate strike. The whole point is that, like, you know what? I feel bad. I go out, and when I go out to eat somewhere, I do not pick up anything plastic. I don't touch it. Possession is really big, right? You have to understand the nature of possession. Like, or even just think about it. Meditate on the nature of possession. So I do not touch. I try not to pick up anything plastic. Like, everyone knows what the nature of possession is, right? If you're in a big city and you're walking by and someone comes by and shoves something in your hand, if you're not from the city, what chances are you're gonna be like, oh, what's this? Someone hands you something, you just pick it up, and then you're like, oh, look, it's some like porn advertisement. Now what are you gonna do? You're holding it. Shit. Oh, darn. You gotta do something. Now you have to do something. Now you're responsible for it. You can just drop it, but now you're littering. You can crumple it up and put it in your pocket, but now you got it in your pocket. And if you leave it in there and forget it, it's going to be in your wash, and you're going to mess up your wash. You can put it in the garbage, but now you've made trash. What if there's no garbage? Then you can hold on to it, but now you've got to hold on to it, and you're holding on to porn. Like, damn it! Possession! So if you're savvy, once you get used to it, and you see someone trying to shove something in your hand, your hands don't go up. And if you get really savvy, you put your headphones on, so that no one can even mess with you as you're walking through the city. Like, yeah, possession. So when I go out to eat or whatever, I really am conscious of never picking up plastic stuff. If I don't possess it, it's not there. It's not mine. I'm not responsible for it. And I can fight it better. It's easier to fight it if I'm not responsible for it. Or not necessarily not responsible, but if I haven't contributed to it. It's easier to fight it. But then again, so it makes my life a lot harder in a lot of instances, right? Because there's a lot of things I can't really do or buy or whatever if I'm trying to avoid plastic. But then look at, man, I'm putting the burden on me, which is kind of stupid because like 80% of the pollution, the plastic pollution and the water waste in our system is done by large corporations making products. Like, I can do my utter best and like kill myself, like exterminate myself so I'm not even here. Or I can devote my life to like picking up plastic off the beach. And I would do nothing to stem the tide of pollution coming out of the corporations. The corporations who have wealth like that, which is not taxed and is not spent on healing people, but instead is spent on enriching a few people. The wealthy, the elite, the top 1%. So where is our wealth? Where is our wealth? It's been hoarded, and it's being used to destroy our world. Because the rich don't care, right? They can spend money to jet set to wherever the weather is the best. They can spend money to run their climate-controlled environment to the best environment ever. They can be naked in a hot tub, or naked and run around naked in Antarctica if they want to, because they can afford to spend the money to keep their climate cooled or warm or whatever they need. Right? They can afford it. If you're poor, you can't afford it, so you suffer greatly. And if it gets to the point that you can't take it anymore, you have to leave your home and go to a new place where they'll fight you and they hate you and put you in prison in a concentration camp. America. Like, we're still doing concentration camps. I can't believe how bad we are. And Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer paid money for more concentration camps. Man, I can't get, like, it kills me. Like, I see you out there, you Americans who are fighting, right? I see everyone who came out for the climate strike. I see you guys, and you're trying. But man, our leaders are failing. Our leaders are terrible. Oh my God. Our leaders are the worst. We need new leaders. I like Elizabeth Warren. She's great. I think she's a real leader. But Nancy Pelosi, she's terrible. She needs to get out of the way. She needs to move out of the way and get someone there who knows what's up. Yeah, and I don't blame Mitch McConnell because he's a demon who acts like a demon. I expect him to act like a demon. Yeah, come on, do I have any good stuff? I gotta talk good stuff. Good stuff. Give me some of that good stuff. I don't have any. I do, I just, I play a lot of Overwatch now because I can't really do this, but I like playing Overwatch. It's fun. People have assigned roles, and it's a lot better that way. Yeah, what else is going on? Man, I went for an hour. I kind of didn't say anything. We went to the end of the billionaires line. I need you to understand why we have to fight billionaires. It's because while the rest of us have wealth, and I can even do it here, right? Remember the first here, go outside. The first quintile is below, is in a hole. The next quintile is like a piece of carpet. I can't even, here, I gotta go grab carpet. But yeah, you can't even see it. I can do this in my house where I have carpet. So the first quintile is in the hole. The next quintile is in the hole. The next quintile is on the carpet. The next quintile is like half of this. So let me get a slab. So the next quintile is here. So 1, 2, 3. The next one. All right, let me pop that up again. Where's it at? What did I do with it? Nope. There it is. Okay. Okay. So the first quintile is in the hole. The next quintile is like right there. That's the next quintile. The third quintile is about half, 68, maybe a little more. All right, the next quintile is and another slab. No, wait. 1, 2. So the fourth. No, it's 2. It's 2. All right, and the fourth quintile is 6. So 1, 2, 3. You can't even go 7. Oh, is that a slab 6.5? Yeah, let's go 7. Have no more slabs. So minus 1, and this is, you have 2. Okay. Okay. So here's America's wealth. The lowest quintile is there. 20%. The next 20% is here. That's 40%. 60% right here. And then you go to the top, the top fourth is right here. The richest 20% are right there. That's the richest 20%. But remember, the billionaire, the top 1% is like out of control. You can't even see it. It just goes out. Like you can't even see it. That's the situation in America. That's why we have so many problems in our country. That's why we're about to go to war with Iran. That's why we have Russian oligarchs like committing atrocities in our country. Because of that giant wealth gap. All right, America. That is going to do it for me today. We're in some crazy stuff. We're not under the rule of law right now. For most people. I mean, well, we're in a coup, is what's happening. We're in a coup. And I'm waiting to see if like we straighten ourselves out. I don't know what's happening with our leaders. Stay tuned, America. Get in tight with your community. Like, All right. Peace. Catch you next time. Pogo Kiddo out. Stop.